think when you're planning a roadshow, you need to just consider that the reality is that hybrid has been around for a long time, and COVID just accelerated the process. One of the things you need to consider when you're planning your meetings for corporate access as an IRO is that things have changed and people have now moved out of major financial centers from, say, New York and Boston to other areas such as Florida and Texas. And the other part to consider when you're planning is that for some of the institutional investors, they've been offered flexible work schedules, which means they're not in the office every day of the week. So the question of whether of hybrid or not, it's more a question of where the people are located and which days of the week they will be in the office, as that can no longer be assumed. And I think for conferences, investors will still likely travel to the major financial centers where the conferences are taking place. But when you're planning your roadshows for one-on-one meetings, something you should prepare your management team for is that it's possible that the institutional investor you want to see may actually join by virtual options versus being there in person. You have to, if you're working if you're partnering with a broker for your roadshow, then they would have to provide that information to you, and to ensure that you can plan accordingly so that you don't end up arriving in New York to find that the key contact you wanted to meet is in Florida that week. So I think you need to factor in to allow more time for planning your roadshows, which during COVID, the lead time for setting up meetings was much quicker because it was easier to connect. But when you're looking to do in-person meetings, that's definitely something you have to factor in as well into your overall plans. So in terms of how you choose your destinations as an IR-only officer, you're always looking for new potential investors. So that's an ongoing process in trying to find where the pockets of money are. What COVID enabled was allowing access to certain areas in the US, perhaps say in the Midwest, that you couldn't spend a full day traveling to, or perhaps certain areas, maybe people have moved from the UK elsewhere to other European destinations that you wouldn't have typically traveled to. So there's no specific hubs that have popped up, but what it did allow is it provided access to people who wouldn't have necessarily had that opportunity in a physical setting because the company just didn't have the time, resources to travel to those destinations. So what hybrid and the virtual world has allowed you to do is to you have to then plan which cities you go to with your management, and then trying to see if you can add on a separate portion of that for an IR-only meeting. So if you went to London with your C-suite and then you did IR-only meetings, say, in Scotland and Dublin, so trying to be efficient that you're continuing the process, bearing in mind what I referred to before is making sure you know which days of the week investors will be in their workplace so that you can be efficient with your time. What virtual has allowed to do is to supplement those engagements. So perhaps you spend one trip a year to the West Coast, but the other engagements throughout the year you can supplement as a virtual engagement, which I think pre-pandemic would not have been something to consider. And then the other thing for consideration is when you're at large broker conferences, is thinking about ways of perhaps separating the meetings that you will host, and some of them keeping them with your C-suite, and then perhaps doing additional meetings yourself for investor relations with new investors that you're not familiar with. In that situation, I would recommend keeping those engagements to 2-on-1s or 3-on-1s, just because the smaller the meeting it allows you to get to know those individuals easier, and then you can perhaps follow up with them again with a hybrid meeting, follow the following quarter or at another time throughout the year.